Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean, got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down, I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns, who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it, it's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now, I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down, I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these clowns, who are all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it, it's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now, I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome to Saturday and the RabidMining YouTube channel. I'm just laughing at some of you guys' comments. This is awesome. Anyway, let's do a quick roll call here and kind of get into it. I don't even know where to start, but it's gonna be crazy. Maybe no, maybe not. I'm actually calming down a little bit. Anyway, we got Andres, we got Ogre MGTOW, Rud Putz, what's going on? Diano, Fundamental, Just a Miner, Solo Para, Music Logo, Stelios, Solo Para. Oh, I'll try not to mention too many names too often. I already said that one. Making Statements, Dave Collins. Scrolling. Uh-oh. Fudweiser. I have to let the echo play out a little bit. Sling Buzz, what's going on? Scroll. Automatic Beats, Ogre again. Oh, almost said it again and again. And Johannes, what's happening? Okay, Sling. Okay, Sebastian Zerito, what's going on? Curtis Markham, what's happening? Nicholas Pitts, and No Panty Day. What the? I don't even know what's going on there. That's insane. And it just jumped to the end. Thank you very much, Michael Flores, for the US $5. 150% appreciated. I don't know what else to say after that, but yes, thank you very much. OG Mac, and awesome. Anyway, so if I miss anyone, just yell at me, just do it. Everyone seems to be yelling at me lately, but that's okay. I'm fine with it. But yeah, so we're just going to talk about some things. I'm not sure what's going on with the Ethereum timeline as of yet. Kind of lost track after the last dev call, but I want to kind of set a few things straight. So it seems like a lot of videos and tweets and stuff are going out that the difficulty bomb is going to be delayed. Well, that's not true. Well, it may be true, but it's not entirely true. So right now, I just want to touch up on what I'm always reading in between the lines. And it seems like a lot of people have blinders on. They hear something, they think that's what's going to happen. So how I gathered the whole dev call through, mostly fast forwarding through it and stuff, and then, going over Baco's tweets and whatnot, is it sounds like, as we know, they're doing Robstein. That's their first test net to go over into the full merge when they increase that difficulty to total difficulty, and that'll trigger the merge. It's supposed to happen around June 8-ish. It sounds like it's still on track. And then obviously we won't know nothing until how that happens. So on June 8th, which is, I guess, 4 more days from now, they're going to trigger that merge on Robstein, and then depending on the bugs and stuff they find will determine if they're probably going to actually delay that difficulty or bomb. But the way everything sits as is right now, the merge is still set for August. So timeline wise, August, September, the merge is going to happen. There is no difficulty bomb delay. None of that is in place whatsoever. The whole dev call was mainly just to point out that they may have to increase that difficulty bomb. And usually in the past, I'm always like, thank you very again, Patrick Gosker, for the US $10. Again, 100% appreciated from all you guys. Much love. You guys are the greatest community out there for sure. But okay, back into this situation. So in the past, I'm always saying, Ethereum's merge, it's going to get delayed. It's going to delayed. Who cares about the difficulty bomb? It's going to get delayed. They have no issues. It's a standard thing since 2017. And all of that has been true up until their last couple dev calls. So the last month or so, I really think it's going from the fact where they're going to delay the merge to they're trying to push this merge out as fast as possible. So my whole inspiration of saying, you know, it's S devs, they're really slow, you know, end of the year. And if it turns out end of the year, it's going to be early next year. I really start thinking it's going to be the end of this summer. I really think that. Now, as we know, they didn't care about anybody. They want this merge to happen whether people are ready or not. And that brought in the whole BBT thing. Like, what about the dApps? What about DeFi and all these? Will they run off them? Even though the devs say, you know, they won't be affected because it runs off a different mechanism. It'll all still work, but there's still no testing, so they don't know for sure. So now, you know, they came into this and they said, all right, we're going to allow testing when we do this merge, but it's still almost like, you know, if you want to. So if Uniswap, they can decide if they want to test it out on their testnet or not. If they don't decide, it's more like that's their problem. They didn't try it. We gave them the chance. They didn't try it. Devs are doing another PR stunt where they're saying, you know, we're given the ability for these guys to do it, but we're not, you know, we're not saying it's mandatory. Do it if you want. If you don't want to do it and you're not ready, that's your fault, not ours. We're at least giving you the chance. That's what I'm kind of seeing here. And they want to full force let this thing release as fast as possible. So that's why I'm still predicting, unless if something, you know, minor happens, I can still see them going to the next testnet and the next testnet. But if something major happens, then obviously they're going to delay that difficulty bomb and then move into it. Now, if they do end up delaying the difficulty bomb, they're not delaying it from, you know, a couple months from when they're actually, you know, delaying it from. They're delaying it from when it first went off. It first went off in April. I made the video, guys, the difficulty bomb, it just went off. And, you know, everyone called me a liar and it's not happening. And, you know, it's not supposed to go off until July. So the days they tell you are the days when you're going to feel it. So it goes off a month or two before this happens. So it went off in April. They're going to delay it 2 months, April, May. So they're going to, well, we're already past May. So maybe they're delaying it to already gone off or it's about to go off. So if they delay the difficulty bomb, it's just going to go off, you know, within maybe a week, because that gives them another month or two until we start feeling the bomb again. And they have no issues of block times going up to 30 seconds. So what does a 30-second block time mean? Well, right now we're sitting around 13 to 15 seconds. That's your average block time. So you're finding about 4 blocks per minute. If it moved up to 25, 30 seconds, that's 2 blocks per minute. The chain is 50% slower. What happens if you're finding 50% less blocks and all the same transactions are trying to go through? Obviously, if an NFT or something drops, gas fees are going to be the highest we have ever seen it. So many people are trying to get it through on half the block. So that's insane. That's going to go through there. Obviously, everything's going to be slow. Everything's going to be expensive and things are just going to be crazy. But they did say they have no issues on allowing it to hit 30 seconds if the merge is ready to go. So we may or may not see that difficulty bomb. And as it sits right now, it's all up to Robstein, which is June 8th. After the next dev call, we're definitely going to have better ideas on when to expect the merge based on the results of that. So I just wanted to get, you know, that whole sum up of what's pretty much going on with Ethereum out of the way right there. So hopefully that makes sense to all you guys. Next up is, we've been playing with some miners right now. Last couple days, I was playing with the Jazz miner, as well as the Apollo. So we're just going to go through some average numbers that I do have now. So this is my Ethereum right here. Just going to do a refresh, see if anything updated. So you can see oh yeah, my PC is down right now because we're streaming. But usually I'm at 1.2 reported. You can see in my effective is 1.85 and my average is sitting at 1.69. This is all coming in from the Jazz miner. It looks like it's pulling 586. So this thing mines anywhere from about 550 upwards to 800 mega hash at 306 watts. That is no power. This thing is pretty much, you know, like my full farm is 1.2 gigahash, 1.18 or something for 2300 watts of GPUs. This thing is almost as, you know, dishing out the same as my entire GPU farm for only 306 watts. Wow, that's insane. That's crazy. And it can also mine Ethereum Classic. So I just want to go through that. Now we're going to look at the Apollo here. I got some average hash rate. Oh, what's going on here? Why is it not? Oh, I don't want that screen. I want this screen. Okay, we're going to refresh this as well. So here's the little Apollo. We have a current hash rate of 206 mega hash. Its average is at 143. We're using 135 watts. Now we're monthly, it's saying 3 Ethereum. Daily, it's 0.1 Ethereum Classic, not Ethereum, Ethereum Classic per day. Right now, this thing is mining at 135 watts. And then weekly, 0.7, and monthly, 3 ETC. That works out to be $66 right now. And I was getting a lot of flack feedback saying that's, you know, ROI, you know, it's too long. This thing costs about 800 bucks, which is around the same as, well, it's cheaper than a 3090 and hash is way better and a lot more efficient. But let's just take this 3 Ethereum Classic per month. Let's look at the ETC price. We're gonna look at the Ethereum Classic price here. I'm gonna come back, ETC right here. Now we're gonna go to the year to date. Actually, we're gonna go all-time high, and this thing spiked at ETC in the last bull run, hit $134, guys. 134 USD last bull run. The next bull run, we expect it to probably go even higher. Every bull run does get bigger. So let's just say this thing hit $134 at least in 2025. So I'm going to go to my calculator here. We're going to go 134. I'm going to times that by 3. This thing's making $402 in 1 month right now. 2 months, this thing's ROI'd in 2 months. If I hold everything and do that, and it's not using much power. Now, you know, we have Ethereum timeline coming in. You know, GPUs are going to die pretty much. I legitly say GPUs are going to die. It's going to happen. This is part of my other rant where, you know, I seem to be the only mining channel that's, you know, is kind of trying to spell out the doom and gloom in terms of GPUs, and everyone else is still buying and promoting buying because prices are down. You know, stack up your farms, and that's fine. But why do you want to stack something up if it's not going to make you any money? It makes 0 sense to me. Crypto is just going to go up. Yeah, it could, but I really think we're not going to see massive spikes in the GPU terms over the next, maybe not even in the next bull market, which we'll get later on. But let's just, what is going on here? Got an email. We're at $402 here per month. 2 months, this thing will be ROI'd. 3 months is when ETC is hit. So we'll have 1 free month of after paying this thing off when the next bull run hits. So right on, this thing's ROI'd, plus we got an extra 1 month. But then after that, you know, Ethereum's going to be gone. The hash rate's going to come in. ETC is going to be surrounded by ASICs, and, you know, nothing's going to be profitable. Okay, that's looking bad. But keep in mind, not every ASIC can move over to Ethereum Classic. This is another misconception that everybody thinks. Yes, a lot of the ASICs can move over, but in your mind, I'm going to try and do this like a school teaching thing. I want your guys' feedback as well. Which ASICs are on Ethereum that you are going to expect to see on Ethereum Classic? Let me know right now. We're just going to give chat a couple minutes here. I want to see your guys' response to this, just to kind of see where we're getting at here. I need more CPU mining info though. Making statements, yeah, you do. ETHAs, I don't wish upon anyone, but devs got it coming. Karma is a B word, yeah. But I'm asking you guys, which of these miners are going to move over to ETC once Ethereum is gone? Now, the most popular miners out there, what do we got? We got the A10, we got the A10 Pro Pluses, we got the A11 now. You know, we got some of the, you know, I'll just type in ETHASH here and we'll just have a look here. Obviously, ETHASH is the answer, but here's the ETHASH miners right now. These are all the ETHASH miners that's currently listed. We don't have the iPolos and stuff on here, but there you go. So yeah, Red Putts, you're saying ETHASH algo. That's 100%. A lot of people don't realize the difference. There's a difference between ETHASH 4G, which we see down here. I didn't know that was a thing, but I guess it is, and ETC hash. So I do know some people that do have like A10 Pros, A10 Pro Pluses. I'm not sure if A11, anyone that has an A11, but I'm assuming it's using the same firmware as the A10s. It's all in silicon and stuff. These cannot move to Ethereum Classic. They can't. I have people test this. There's no firmware update, and it doesn't sound like they are getting any type of update. That's not to say that they won't in the future. It could come, but the way it sits right now, it doesn't sound like anything's being developed firmware-wise, and these cannot move. Even though if you click on these miners, here's the A10 Pro. It does say you can mine Ethereum Classic. This is not true. That is a lie. You cannot move these to Ethereum Classic. Let's fast forward to the Ethereum hard fork. If you guys remember Thanos, went by a few months. This is the fork that dropped the DAG file to allow 3 GB GPUs able to mine Ethereum Classic because they needed more security. If we scroll all the way down, we can see new mining algorithm. So this hard fork swapped it over. It's pretty much close to the same, but the algorithm changed, also freed the network from all the current ASICs. Those A10 Pros and everything, they cannot switch to ETC hash. The only coin on ETC hash is Ethereum Classic, nothing else. That's why I am stating those cannot mine to it, but the Jazz miners, they can, and the iPolos, they can. But everything else that's currently sitting on Ethereum, Lindsay miners and stuff like that that I'm aware of, cannot switch to Ethereum Classic. They are all stuck on ETH hash coins. Let's take a look at mining pool stats and look at ETH hash. Mining pool stats, I just put in mining, whatever. Mining pool stats. Now, if we go to mining pool stats and we look at ETH hash, ET, how do we find an ETH hash? How come it's not finding it for me? Oh my gosh, I was here before. ETH hash. Search. Okay, I'll filter it up here then, I guess. Will that work? There we go. So here's our ETH hash coins. We can see Ethereum, Zil, Calistro, Metaverse, Ethers, Expanse, Ethergem, you know, all these other coins on the ETH hash algorithm, they can mine. But if we go and actually look at ETC hash, there's only one coin, and that is Ethereum Classic. The A10 Pros and all that, they cannot move there. So not every ASIC, most of the ASICs that's sitting on Ethereum right now cannot move to Ethereum Classic. Now you're thinking, you know, that's probably good news. Great, we're not going to have as much hash rate coming in terms of GPUs. But the way it sits currently on Ethereum right now, I really think it's 60 to 70% of all this hash rate is GPUs. There is only about 30, maybe 40% in terms of ASICs. And then from there, maybe only 5 to 10% of that, because the A10 Pros and stuff, they had big sales and stuff. Probably 5 to 10% of that ASIC hash rate is going to move to ETC. So we don't have ASIC hash rate that much coming in. So that does sound good for GPUs. But again, it doesn't sound good for GPUs, because think about it. At 50% of this hash rate, only going off 1 terahash, we looked at it lots in the past. A 5 times difficulty increase destroys every single coin here on what to mine. All these coins right here, a 5 times difficulty increase. Let's just look at a single 3070. I don't even know what they're making right now. So all these coins, oh, that brings me to another point. When I did post, you know, some of the videos and say, you know, you have resale value and all this stuff on GPUs, that's true. But think about it. If there's resale value on GPUs, well, you have resale value on your Bitcoin. You have resale value on your crypto right now in the bear market. Are you selling it? No, you're not selling it. I think because everything's promoted as you can resell your GPUs, you can resell this. That is very true. You can do that. But if your logical term and investment was based on resale value of your GPUs, why did you not sell already? You missed out on the biggest time to make the most out of your GPUs. GPUs on the used market is under MSRP. Once Ethereum is gone, they're going to be probably another 50% less. There's going to be so much GPUs on there, and nobody's going to want to buy these GPUs. So you're never going to sell them anyway, unless you wait for maybe another bull run. And even then, I think we're going to have to wait a couple cycles for these coins to even ramp up to what we need to become decently profitable for it. So those are some other things to look at here. You know, you missed a boat. You're not going to be able to get anything for your GPUs, but you know, that's just me. Coming back into here though, we're going to be looking at difficulty here. So we can see some people look at this, they say, hey, look, I'm making $93 after power on Ethereum. Oh, you know, Ergo's only 90 cents. It's almost as profitable as Ergo. I seen someone legit. This is a legit comment that came out. Ergo is almost as profitable as Ethereum. Or there's a couple times when Flux was almost as profitable as Ethereum. You cannot look at what to mine right now and expect those numbers to be exactly the same as once ETH is gone. Look at the hash rate, 1 petahash versus 15 terahash. Now, in terms of most GPUs, Ergo hash rate is doubled. So you can say 2 petahash here. If it was 100% GPU, say 2 petahash versus 15 terahash. How much hash rate is set to come in? On unfathomable amount. So this is going to turn this from 90 cents per day to like negative 50 cents per day on this 3070. You're not making anything. That's when you shut your GPUs off. Now, things we can't calculate. How often, you know, how many people are actually going to shut off your GPUs? It sounds like nobody's ever going to shut off your GPUs. All we got to do is keep buying GPUs, because I think everyone's basing on, you know, the channel. I hope my channel falls into some of your guys's do your own research type of thing, because it doesn't seem like anyone's talking about this. Everyone has their blinders on. You think of a horse race, you put the blinders on, you're looking at the finish line, you're going full bore. Who cares what's going on around you? It's time to open up your eyes, take those blinders off, start looking around you. Sure, GPU mining may pick up in profitability. It does come down to how many people actually shut off their rigs. It doesn't sound like anybody wants to shut off their rigs. They're going to keep buying. I'm not buying any GPUs. I'm prepared to shut off my GPUs. I'm prepared for what's coming, but it seems like not a lot of you are. Now, the main followers of the channel, you know where I'm getting at, you know what I'm talking about. But even if one person after this live stream, or there's one new person in this live stream, and you know they're kind of finally seeing this for the first time, hopefully it opens up their eyes to realize what may actually be coming. And if I'm talking about, you know, GPUs in a way you don't like it, and you know you're stuck in the blinder mode, you know, you don't like me, I'm okay with that. You don't have to like me. I'm just trying to give warnings to everybody out there that things are changing. And when it comes down to ROI, it's like, you know, anything under 6 months ROI, 7 months ROI is a good ROI. Anything that hits 1 year, or you know, even over 9 months, people don't like. Well, if you look at GPUs, I think they're already over a year, and once Ethereum is gone, it's going to be a lot worse. And then moving forward, ROI for crypto mining in general is going to go anywhere from maybe 1.5 to 5 years, with GPUs probably in that 4 to 5 year range, if they even become profitable. Remember, they're going to be in the red for a while, so they're not even going to be profitable, which means ROI is zero. These are, you know, entry. Remember, and depending where you live throughout the world too, it all, if you're running solar, if you're paying 2 cents per kilowatt hour, obviously you're going to be mining different things and stay online longer with A2000s, or you know, something versus 3090s. It all depends on the hardware you're running, the efficiency you're running, you know, the price of your power. All these different things do come into play that determine turn off or on. Sorry, I had a little sneezing fit. So we're going to look at some numbers now right quick. Let's just take a look at, I don't know, what should we look at? I guess we can look at Ethereum Classic just to kind of get an idea here. So let's take a look at Ethereum Classic. Where are we at? Where are you, Ethereum Classic? I don't even know where you're at. There you are. There you are. I see you down there hiding away. That's awesome. That's funny though. Look at this. It's way down there, but I just showed that it's actually mining on that Apollo. It's pretty popular, but if you look on in terms of a 3070, it doesn't look that great. But it's anyway, we're gonna click on that. Now this is a hard difficulty to kind of determine here, so let's see if we can get this into some decent numbers. So I'm gonna duplicate this, then I'm gonna look up a calculator. I don't know if that number will even work here, but we're about to find out. So let's just take 3045 3045 3045 1635 1635 1635 7626 7626 7626 483.3 483. We don't need to put the 0.3. Now we're just going to times that by 5. Are we even going to get, okay, so we did get one of those scientific numbers. So let's use this. So this is a times 5 difficulty increase, and we can just do a quick comparison. Like, what's the difficulty that's set that could come in here? Oh god. Oh, I butchered it. I need another what to mine here so I can actually, oh, that's the wrong one. That's my website. Hey, where's Ethereum Classic so we can actually see what that thing's at? So we're sitting at 24.48 terahash, and Ethereum has, like I said, a little over 1 petahash. That's absolutely insane. So we're gonna times this now by, where did my number go? Oh my gosh, I'm butchering. What the heck? Oh yeah, it's that one. Where's my calculator? Copy. All right, so we're gonna put in this. This is a 5 times difficulty increase with a 3070. So well, I guess we can adjust this. We got 61 mega hash at about 130. It's about 131 watts, I believe. So we're gonna look at that. We're gonna calculate it. We went from 61 cents to negative 12 cents. Negative 12 cents on a 3070 mining with a 5 times difficulty increase at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Let's try an iPollo. Let's look at the iPollo. This thing what were we doing on this iPollo? I've totally forgotten now. We're averaging 143, so we're gonna go 143 for the average. 143 mega hash. We're using 135 watts at the wall. Now you guys can see that. So a 3070 is at negative 12 cents with a 5 times difficulty increase, 10 cents per kilowatt hour. We're in the green here. We're making 12 cents due to the efficiency. Now, obviously, if we're paying more power, myself, I'm going to be unprofitable here. 16 cents. I'm still going to be red. I'm negative 10 cents. But that 3070, how about that 3070 at 61 mega hash? 131. We're negative 35 cents per day on Ethereum Classic. Now, I know you're saying this is Ethereum Classic. What about Raven? What about that? Raven coin's actually worse than this. Flux is way worse than this. And everywhere you look, ergo, all the other coins are worse with 5 times. Now, I do think there's at least 10 times the hash rate that could hit the top 10 coins at the exact same time. We're going to see fluctuations everywhere, but regardless, you're in the red. So what do you do in the red? Do you keep mining because you expect that coin to pump? No, you wouldn't do that. You could do that maybe to tell people you're still mining, but it doesn't make any sense. Business standpoint, seriously, think about it. You're paying X amount of power to make negative 35 cents. When you're in the negative, that means you're not making enough coins to pay for your power. And you know, I'm mining it because it's going to pump in the future. Everything's going to go big. Next bull run, we're going to make a lot. So I'm going to continue to mine it. So buy the coin. You will get more coins if you buy the coin for the same amount of power you would have gave the power company. You would just buy the coin outright, put that in your wallet, wait for that bull run to hit, and then sell your coin. You end up with more coins and more money than mining it. So it makes 0 sense to continue mining in these times. Now, Seb Fintech, he was releasing the videos, and it makes a lot of sense. As prices come down in these bear markets, yes, miners slowly start dropping off, the difficulty starts going down, and then you start gaining more yields. Don't look at the fiat value, but once you start, and if you're still in the pluses, you are making more crypto in the future. But once Ethereum is gone and everything looks like this, it makes sense to shut your rigs off. Stop buying those GPUs because they're not making you anything. I think the future of crypto mining, this is a mining channel. It's not a blinder GPU channel. It's not a blinder CPU channel. It's not a blinder ASIC channel. It's a mining channel. I look at what's profitable. I don't care if it's an ASIC. If an ASIC is profitable, that's what I'm going to try and get. That's what I'm going to try to mine on. And that's all I care about. If a GPU, I have no issue saying GPUs are going to be absolutely horrible, which is what I'm trying to tell you. It's going to happen. GPUs are going to be one of the worst ways to mine. Now, a big con or a big pro about GPUs is it allows entry for a lot more miners to actually come in. So like most people have a gaming PC. So that brought a lot of people to potential Ethereum and other coins to even learn about crypto. That's a massive pro, you know, in terms of GPUs. But in the end, they're not going to be as profitable as they were. So it's time to start maybe removing those blinders and start looking at other ways to mine crypto. Yes, an ASIC costs more money, but you know, it's at least going to be making you money. The KD Box Pro, like what's KDA down to like $2 Canadian? It's still making a decent amount of money, more than any of my GPUs, and it doesn't use any power. But, you know, and then you look into the future bull run, when you sell it, it's going to ROI itself. Looking at fiat values of everything right now and what it's making per day right now is absolutely the wrong way to do it. Unless you're using your crypto to pay for your power, then obviously you're using a lot more crypto to pay for your power, but you're at least still getting your power bill paid in these terms. In this terms, you're not going to be even having enough to pay for your power bill. Let's take a look at, you know, potentially another coin now. What to mine, we'll go into what to mine here. I'm going to bring up my hash rate calculator because we are going to need that to do some conversions here. Bam, here's my hash rate calculator. You can see all the hashes needed. You know, we're just going to put 1 petahash right here. There's 1 petahash. So here's all our different mega hashes. Now we're going to go 500 mega hash. So we're just going to go 500 petahash, which is 50% of what's currently sitting on the Ethereum network. Actually, that's you know, more than 50. That's like 51 or 52% less because we're over 1 petahash. But 1 petahash is down to about 500. So we're looking at, you know, GPU hash rate of here. So 50% of the network hash rate, 500 terahash. I just put 500 petahash, didn't I? Yes, we got to look at 500 terahash before we butcher any numbers up. So we got 500 terahash worth of hash rate. Look at our mega hash. This is 5 million, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, that's 500 million mega hash. 500 million mega hash worth of GPUs. So if you divide 500 million by 100 mega hash for 3080s, that is 5 million 3080s worth of hash rate to set to come in. All right, 5 million 3080s. Oh my gosh, guys, that's a lot of hash rate. Let's look at that. 5 million. I got 5 million saved right here. So this is the hash rate at 50% GPUs. Remember, I think there's probably 70 to 80 or 60 to 70% of that hash rate is GPUs set to come in. Look at this at 50%. Look at all that hash rate. Let's do some quick comparisons. Here we have, you know, this amount of mega hash. Bam. Let's copy that. So we got this mega hash here for Kapow for Ravencoin. We're going to put that into our mega hash here, convert that to terahash. That's 197 terahash. That's sitting there at 50%. Okay, how much does Ravencoin currently have? 2.6 terahash is on Ravencoin right now. 2.64 terahash. And there's how much? 197 terahash worth of GPU hash rate that could come in. That is obviously a lot more than 5 or 10 times. If we divide, like I said, you take 10% out of all this. You take 10% out of that and split it evenly between each coins, you have enough hash rate to easily 10 times the top 10 coins at the exact same times. And only 5% is enough to destroy all these coins. Even in the last all-time high, when, you know, what was Ravencoin at the last all-time high? I don't even know. Let's do a quick rundown here and see what this looks like. So we're gonna go, I want to go back because I actually want to look at, I'm going to duplicate this again. Then we're going to refresh it. And I want to look at 3080s. Let's, you know, a 12 by 3080 rig. Why do I use a 12 by 3080 rig? Because that's a massive machine. That's a wicked mining rig. It's expensive as, you know, absolute. It's very expensive. I didn't want to say some bad words here, but we're going to calculate that. We're coming in here to Ravencoin just for an example. You know, $10 after power a day. We're making 649. That is absolutely awesome. All right, we're going to increase this difficulty now by 5. Only 5 when we have a lot more that could come in here. So I'm going to go to the calculator. We're going to get rid of that calculator. We're jumping in. So we got 36,692. 36,692. I believe that's all it is there. 36,692.487. You know, that'll just be a little extra that we're not using. So we're using even less. So we're looking at 5 times. 183.40. Okay, we're just going to copy this. Slap that into here. Let's see what this difficulty looks like. All right, so let's have a look here. Ravencoin, $10.34 after power. Calculate with a 5 times difficulty increase. Bam, we're negative $3.69 on 12 3080s mining Ravencoin with 5 times. Remember, this could double 10 times. I think there's going to be 10 times spread across evenly. Now, this is where it factors in. How many people are going to be shutting off their rigs? We don't know. All right, now let's just take, we went from 600 some coins per day down to 129 Ravencoin a day. That's just 129. Let's take a look at some Ravencoin prices. And we may actually be profitable here for a second. Let's take a look. Let's look at the all-time high. Coin market cap, Ravencoin, all. What did this thing spike at its absolute peak? 23 cents, 23.5. So calculator, 23.5, 23.5. So 23. Oh, 23.5. I gotta find. Where are we at? We're at 129 coins. 129 coins. We're gonna times that by 23.5 cents. 0.235 cents. So that's $30, and so that's $30 a day at the all-time high before power. How much power was this rig using? 3,000 watts. All right, let's jump into our calculator now. We're using 3,000 watts. Let's figure out what our power is going to cost us. So we got 3,000 watts here. We're going to times that by 24 for 24 hours. We're going to divide that by 1,000 to get our kilowatt hours. And now we're going to times that by our power price. So we're going to go 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Everyone's pretty much using more, but that's what we're basing this. 10 cents. So we're, yeah, I think that's right. No, stop. We need to equal. Uh-oh, 72. Okay, times 10 cents per kilowatt hour. That equals $7.02 per day. So now we're down to 20. Where are we at? Actually, we're doing pretty good here. We're at $28 for an all-time high at a 5 times difficulty increase by the looks of things. 129. Did I do that right? Did I mess up? Where are we at? 29. 7.2. Did I do that right, guys? We got $7 per day of power. $7 with 3,000 watts. Let's just make sure. 3,000 times 24 divided by 1,000 equals, yeah, 72 times 0.10 cents per kilowatt hour. Yeah, $7.02. So where's my other calculator? Minus $7.02. $23.11. That's actually pretty good moving into the next Raven coin with a 5 times difficulty increase. So, you know, the next bull run, we may be seeing some nice spikes. So that's actually pretty awesome. I'm actually happy for that for Raven coin. Awesome stuff. Okay. It's not as bad as I originally thought with 5 times. 10 times we dropped that a bit more, but we are looking profitable. And again, that's for an RTX 3080 in terms of, I guess, a very expensive rig. So Raven coin looks good. That's awesome. What else can we take a look at? What's Conflux going to look like? Conflux. And remember, so GPUs aren't going to die. We may have to wait at least 2 years to see anything, but you know, there are some pluses looking in the future. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. That's awesome. We did that. Good research. Good on us. Now, can we do this one? Oh, that's another big number. What's another go-to? Give me some go-to, guys. Let's do another one. See what we can do. Hopefully things are looking better. Remember, this is all-time highs. We should see larger all-time highs moving into the future as well. So let's look at another coin and expect what we can base it on previous all-time highs. Math is truth as long as you do the math. Yeah, exactly, AGT. As long as you do the math correctly. But it does look like at the high. Now remember, you got to sell your coin to make that much. How many of you guys actually sold in the last bull run? You may still be hodling right along. So we're seeing some promising things here in terms of Raven coin. $23 a day on a 12 by 3080 rig is looking pretty good at a 5 times difficulty increase. Hopefully, you know, hopefully there's less ASICs on the network, or more ASICs than, you know, I'm anticipating, but I really don't think there is. That'll just help us all out in the long term. But Flux might be a hard one to actually look into. Oh no, that's a low difficulty. We can definitely look at that. CPU mining is dead now, right? With 10 cents. No, there's some coins that I believe are still making about 50 to 60 cents after power. I do have the CPU mining link in the description. Check it out. You got to know your hash rates. But for at least like BitTorium and stuff, Ghost Rider, for an average 3900X, use 3,555. That's your average 3900X type of hash rate. We would be making a good bit if ASICs weren't on ETH. Of course, but you know, they did actually try to remove the ASICs on ETH. Let's have a look here. When was this? Was it over here somewhere? December of 2020. So in this area here somewhere, you know, the Ethereum devs did plan on removing ASICs from Ethereum. It was part of their game plan. There's an EIP and everything for it. But allegedly, through their own research, they discovered that it wouldn't really do anything to the hash rate. Now, a few things could have happened. Maybe all the ASIC manufacturers were like, okay, we're going to hold off till we see what happens here. And then as soon as they said, okay, we're not going to be removing ASICs because it's not really going to have an effect because there aren't that many of them, maybe they started deploying a mass amount of them at that point. That's very well true. That could be a thing. But we don't know for sure. You know, this is also when 3000 series sales went through the roof. This is also when the 3000 series released. And then LHRs came out. And then if we look back at the past LHR unlock, you know, the whole network went up 10%. And the LHR unlock was for, you know, we were sitting around 90% already, went up that 10%. So based on 100%, 1 petahash hanging out in GPUs, which isn't the case, that would take, you know, 100% GPUs for the network to go up 10%. So maybe it's a coincidence or something, because there is not 100% GPUs. Like I said, it's probably around 70, but the entire network, once NB, now this is also fishy. NiceHash released it first, but we didn't see the increase in hash rate until NBMiner actually released it. So did NiceHash actually release it? Were we getting the profits? I was in the middle of testing that when NBMiner released it. Then I seen, okay, I can get off NiceHash now. Screw you, NiceHash, I'm out of here, because I don't want anybody to use NiceHash. You can use it if you want, but NiceHash is gonna hurt us long term. So let's say initial turmoil. So Ravencoin is looking decent if we hit the all-time high again, right? Then, you know, next bull run, we're gonna hit at least the all-time highs. They always get bigger. But what if say, you know, everyone moves over to NiceHash and we have a, you know, all this hash rate spread around here, but a lot of people do move to NiceHash. So now we're gonna start seeing NiceHash through rig rentals. Some whale's gonna say like, I hate Ergo today, I'm attacking it. I don't like Conflux today, I'm attacking it. I don't like Ravencoin, I'm attacking it. And a lot of 51% attacks through mining rig rentals. It's not just NiceHash, they're the biggest one, so I throw their name out there, but there's also like a straight out, they're called mining rig rentals. There's NiceHash, there's a few other rental platforms that people use, and that's your hash rate, utilizing that, getting paid out in Bitcoin. But it's not a profit switching thing. You mine whatever the bidder wants hash rate on, and whoever has the hash rate to accommodate it, it takes that hash rate and points at a coin. So example, if I had billions of dollars and I'd like, Ravencoin, good night, and I wanted to attack it, I would invest a bunch of money. I'd point all your guys' rigs towards Ravencoin, and it would 51% the network. At that point in time, now you have exchanges coming in saying, whoa, we're not going to list a coin that keeps getting attacked. We're going to delist you. That almost happened to Ethereum. They got attacked a few times. They almost got delisted. Ethereum Classic got attacked a bunch of times. That's why they wanted to go to ASIC heavy, SHA-3 and everything. And then they dropped the DAG file for 4 GB cards to increase their security. But they almost got delisted. They ended up putting in that what was that, MERV or something? I can't remember what it was called. But now we have like 2 week or week to week and a half transaction times before you send Ethereum Classic. It takes a week to get to wherever it wants to go, whether you're mining it or whatever. So these are things we could see. And now if this happens to these coins could literally die or fall off. Like, think about it. Say Flux got delisted. Say Flux might not, they got nodes, so they might have that backup security thing. But you know, say Conflux got delisted, or Ergo got delisted, Ravencoin got delisted, because all these coins all of a sudden are getting attacked all the time. What happens at that point? That's another coin that you can probably just pull off your radar, and you know, it might not do anything because it's a dead coin. So we don't really know. So keep that in mind, guys. I urge you guys not to use platforms like NiceHash and other mining rig rentals just to help keep the network safe. In my mind, having so much hash rate on NiceHash will hurt us more than a pool being at like 52% a hash rate or something. Even though a pool may have that, I don't think a pool will attack a network, but I really do. NiceHash and stuff have opened up areas for that. Now that's another thing I did want to point out as well is I seen Chump Change released a tweet or something the other day that he was going to have a NiceHash exclusive interview. And then he said he's not doing it because exclusive obviously means your own, and then someone else got it, so he decided not to. I got the same email to get the NiceHash exclusive. They wanted to go through the LHR unlocker and stuff. And in my mind, I was trying to get it, and then I forgot about the email, and then I emailed them back, said, oh yeah, I remember, yeah, cool, sure. But I never heard back from him. But who knows, maybe it was a scam email too. But at the same time, like, they portrayed it, say, you know, we were the first to unlock LHR 100%, you know, that I want to give you the exclusive, yada yada, stuff like that. But I don't care about that. Honestly, who cares that LHR got unlocked? We knew it was going to happen anyway. It was probably due to the hack, whatever. My questions to them would have been, how are you going to prevent 51% attacks? Why do you take so much money from your users? I believe it's like 10% or something, even though you don't notice it. That's what happens. You should be getting paid a lot more than what you really are on there currently. They're just giving you the least amount that they can to keep you happy and stuff. So these are questions that I would have brought to them. I could care less about them being exclusive first on the 100% LHR unlock. There are rumors that they weren't even first. There was it EasyMiner or BZMiner or something like that, allegedly unlocked LHR like a month before anything was announced through NiceHash unlocking it, and they thought it was a mistake through a reported thing, and then they went back to the background to see, you know, what's going on here. Is this legit? They didn't really know. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, that means NiceHash wasn't first, but they're trying to say we're the best platform. They have no issues dishing out money. They paid Linus, you know, at least probably a million or so to promote NiceHash on that large channel. So, you know, companies like that, I just, you know, try to tell you guys, stay away from them. All they care about is profits. They don't care about you. Anyway, let's go back into here. Do a video on Windows using other platforms so I can learn. Helius Gaming. What do you mean by videos on other platforms so you can learn? Like on what? Like using Team RedMiner and T-Rex and stuff in Windows? Or are you referring to something else? I'm gonna go through the chat here. It's been a little while. ETC putting money on the table. Come get it or not. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what's going on. That's another thing that I'm kind of curious about. Why are all these ASICs now starting to come online for ETC? Now, yes, they could be unbranded Ethereum miners, but some of these are strictly Ethereum Classic only. I kind of talked about it in that Apollo video. Like, why are these companies, they're smart. They know what's going on. Is there something seriously going on in the background that we don't know about? That's not public. You know, maybe something's going on. Maybe there's a huge announcement coming out for Ethereum Classic. Maybe they're about to do something. I have no idea. I just find it fishy that these companies all of a sudden are making these ETC miners only and not, you know, for trying to, you know, something else or something. Like, it's very curious in my eyes. Why don't they start making, you know, more KDA miners, or, you know, miners for this, miners for that? But they're making ETC of all coins only. And we do know previously in the past, ETC wanted to move to SHA-3. They wanted to be, you know, an ASIC heavy type of algorithm, and that still may happen. We don't know. It could still be a thing. I tried looking it up a couple weeks ago, and last I heard is that EIP that was to implement the SHA-3 migration and hard fork is that it, due to current EIP standards, it failed to meet the guidelines of an EIP. So they threw it out, and they got to redo that EIP. And if he decides to redo it, then it'll come to the table again. They'll review it. But I haven't heard anything since, like lost in the wind. You know, ever since then, they started increasing, you know, they dropped that 4 GB DAG for 4 GB cards and 3 GB actually down to, and so on. So they got their security through other means. So I don't know if they're still going to go to SHA-3 or not. And with all these other ASICs coming online for strictly ETC, that means they kind of got their wish anyway. They got to move to an ASIC friendly algorithm, and these ASICs are being built for it. But obviously it comes down to profitability. ASICs are the most efficient way to mine. The largest part of a whole miner's expenses is your power price. So you want to mitigate it as much as possible. And that's where these ASICs and stuff do come into play. So if Ethereum sees a pump, it may get to the point again where, you know, next bull run, ETC jumps up to maybe $200 or $300. That'd be absolutely insane. GPUs will be profitable again as well on that. But these ASICs are going to be next to nothing. And yeah, I don't know. Things are crazy. I kind of lost my train of thought there. Another thing, I don't know. I've also wanted to go, like previous crypto winters, we did have, we always had Ethereum to kind of fall back on and go to. And with Ethereum actually going to, you know, disappear at this point, we don't have that. Pretty much, you know, we have Flux, we have Ravencoin. They're all, it's spec mining. It's 100% spec mining. And honestly, the next go-to coin, it might not even exist yet. If we're running through these coins right now, the one that we all may end up mining and become super profitable might not even be on this list right now, and it may not even be invented yet. But I think the best strategy moving forward, once Ethereum does move, like if I asked you guys where you're going to go, you're probably going to go, you know, Ergo, or, you know, you're going to go to Flux, or, you know, Ravencoin, something like that. And, you know, those are viable answers. But my honestly thing is probably, I'm going to stay away from probably every one of these coins that you see on what to mine. I think the next profitable coins that's going to get me through the winter is something that's probably not even listed here. You know, the lowest difficulty spec mineable coins possible. If you're a CPU miner, you kind of know what I'm talking about. You're looking around, bouncing around through coins. Stay away from the headliners like this, because they're going to be saturated. That's all you hear people talk about. Flux, Ergo, Flux, you know, Zero or Conflux or whatever. You know, these are what is in the back of everybody's mind. The seeds are planted. But if you look at coins that nobody's ever heard about, and you know, it may become profitable, you know, the coin may be absolute garbage, but if it's making you the most amount of money, who cares? We're here for profits. We're not here to, so, well, you know, some people are there to support networks, other people that, but the majority of the miners, you guys are there for profits. So keep an eye out on coins that aren't even on what to mine. Look at pools that you would never use that are utilizing GPU mineable coins that nobody's heard of. That's probably the only way to stay alive initially for the first couple of years with GPUs. That's just me. I don't know if that's how it's going to play out, but at least be prepared to mine a coin that you've never heard of. So yeah. How about FPGAs, Superx? FPGAs, that's a very, I don't really know. I've never tried an FPGA. The concept of an FPGA is kind of cool. Like, it's pretty much a GPU that you can change the memory out on, and it's pretty much like, I guess, a tinker toy, or, you know, a science lab GPU that you can always be reprogramming and stuff, which is awesome. But it's I hear they're a pain. They're really rough going, and, you know, they take a lot of maintenance and stuff like that. But I've never played with one, so I don't know. But they may be another option to use, and that's actually one thing I've never played with, which I don't have on the channel. So it'd be interesting to try, you know, try to get an FPGA to look into, because for sure that's another way to mine. And I try to dabble in everything to see, you know, it's all about, to me, in my eyes, it's about profitability. I could care less what the coin is actually doing in real life. That's just me, though. That's just me. You know, some people are in it for the tech. Some people mine a coin even at a loss to keep a network, you know, secure, which is good. But in my eyes and my mining purposes, you know, I'm all in it for the profits, and that's what I just try to showcase to you guys. So legitimately, I could care less what any of these coins are doing in the real life. I just, you know, I'm there to mine for profit. You heard it first from me, straight out of my mouth. I'm being honest with you. Someone else might say, I support Flux. It's awesome. It's amazing. But are they supporting it because it's making them money, or are they supporting it because they truly believe in it? I'm telling you straight out, I don't care what they're doing. I just care about the profits that it comes with it. When FTs go mainstream with digital licenses, all bets are off. ETC may see a big pump as utilization increases with lower fees compared to ETH. The roadmap is already there for the marketplace. Yeah, that's interesting. I forgot about that. One thing I do want to point out is, I believe Ethereum Classic, they implemented 1559. Like, I don't know the whole backstory, but if you're unfamiliar, ETC is the original Ethereum. And then Vitalik and all them, you know, they were all devs on Ethereum. And then something going on there, and they didn't get along, and then we had a fork, and then we have Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. And it seems like usually the original always goes to the classic mode. So we got Ethereum Classic now, which was the original Ethereum, and then Vitalik and these guys, they forked it off and they made what Ethereum is today. So that's kind of the way the chains go. But over the last year, I did notice that the implementations that Ethereum was doing, like, you know, they put in 1559. I can't remember some of the other big ones they did. ETC did the same thing. So the chains are kind of still the same, but one wants to remain proof of work. ETC does. They said they want to remain proof of work. They're the POW. They're going to remain that way. I don't know the whole future goals, but, you know, they can do everything Ethereum can do. I don't know if they're going to implement, maybe they're going to implement what Ethereum couldn't do. Instead of moving the POS and increase transactions and lower gas fees, maybe ETC is going to try to do that, but stay in POW. That'd be a cool thing to do. You know, there is that potential. Is it going to be there? I have no idea. You definitely got to look in. I don't know if the chain itself actually has the potential to do that or not. So one of you guys might be able to fill in on that, but if they can, that'd be absolutely awesome. But yeah, NFTs, you know, asset creations, that's the new normal. Ethereum just, they were the first to get everything started to build off of. So that's the main selling point of Ethereum right now, is you have all these dApps and DEXs and everything running off Ethereum. You know, they're multi-chaining. You can run into the Binance chain through ETH and Matic with Polygon and everything. And, you know, you can split everywhere, which is good in NFTs, but that's coming in to be like the new normal. So NFTs and stuff, it's a couple of years down the road. You know, Raptorium is going to have NFTs and asset creations. You know, ETC will have every coin's probably going to be doing this. So Ethereum's not going to be the only one anymore. They were just first. And this is kind of like how I like to put everything into play in terms of looking at the internet. A lot of you guys have heard this theory before, but you know, when the internet first started coming out, you had Yahoo browser, you had you know, Alta Vista, and I don't know, there's a whole bunch of different browsers, but each one was locked into like a category. They would search certain aspects of the web. So if, like, say you wanted to look up a gaming something on Yahoo, it might not find it, but a different browser would find stuff on it because they weren't linked. Google comes around and links everything together. Now it's a search engine to find everything, and now everything pretty much can find anything when you search. So that's kind of the evolution of how the internet went. So now we have Ethereum. They were the first to do this. So they're early internet days. Ethereum is early internet. Now we have other platforms and everything's becoming common. Everyone is going to be doing what Ethereum is doing. Ethereum is not going to be doing anything brand new or anything like that. At this point in time, we have to look into what the next best is. It's going to come down to speed of transactions. It's going to come into the cheapest transactions and all this. And the way Ethereum's current roadmap isn't really going to do all that. So, like, I'm not saying the next go-to in terms of the best, you know, currency out there, but I am saying there are coins that are probably on the POS side that may dethrone Ethereum in terms of, you know, usability. So, you know, that could happen. So that's how I kind of look at Ethereum right now, is they started a lot of things, but I don't think they're going to end up in first for doing that. And obviously Bitcoin's the top dog when it comes to, it's a POW coin. It's the top dog, and nothing's going to dethrone that ever in my mind. It's Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Good luck trying to catch it. But, you know, coins can come close, but they're never going to pass it. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on what's going on with that. Hey Rabid, what sites can we use to research proof of work CPU mineable coins? One is my website here. I got the CPU mining calculator, so obviously you can look on that. I was hoping we would have had the tabs in by now for certain CPUs, but it doesn't look like they're in yet, so I apologize for that. I'm trying to get a hold of Dev to see what kind of a timeline we're looking on. So right now you got to look at your hash rates. It's based on algorithms. Punch that in, and obviously once the tabs are in, we are going to be utilizing, you know, adding a lot more coins into here. But honestly, the best way to look for coins right now is look them up. Be in my Discord. I got you know, channels for a bunch of different GPU coins, a bunch of different CPU coins. So obviously, first place, check out that. But another thing to check things out is mining pool stats. If you go to mining pool stats here, we look this up. Now there are, I think you just put in CPU coin. I'm not sure. CPU coin. I think there's CPU various algo or something pops up. I just go CPU maybe. This is different now. I don't know how I used to do this all the time now. You know, Ghost Rider. I don't even know now. Oh, there we go. So if we go to CPU various algo, you can see there's quite a bit of different coins here that you can actually look up. Now, the next thing, now the most profitable ones I know about are currently on the CPU mining calculator right now. And like I said, once we get the tabs put in, more and more coins will be added. So eventually it'll just be the only place you got to go, because it updates every 15 minutes based on difficulty and hash rates and price. So, you know, it'll tell you which coins are the most profitable. Right now, like example, you can click on ETHEREUM and you can see, you know, that's going down. It's currently at 78 mega hash. So, you know, obviously 2 weeks ago, we were at like 100 and some mega hash. A couple months ago, 200 and some, and like 4 or 5 months ago, 400 mega hash. So, you know, the yields are coming up because the hash rate's coming down, but at the same time, the price is coming down. I don't know if it's currently profitable right now, but ETHEREUM I still think is one of the highest profitability CPU mineable coins. So we just smash on that. We can see, yeah, we're sitting at 7.18, so it's actually down a little bit. Price is down a bit as well. If we go to CPU mining calculator, I'll just type in, like I said, 3900X is about 3,500. So ETHEREUM's around, okay, ETHEREUM dropped to 41 cents, so it went down even more. It was at 60 cents the other day. Let's have a look here. 12,000. Let's just type everything in. These are my basic 3900X hash rates for these various coins. Curve hash is, oh, they had an update. Virus is 32 mega hash, and Turtle is about 16,000. All right, calculate, and it's looking like Pulsar is now at 51 cents. All right, looks like Pulsar is currently the most profitable now. Curve hash algorithm. Curve hash is a nice, efficient algorithm too, so that's pretty good. So yeah, CPU profitability is definitely down at the present moment. This is a bear market though. It's to be expected. We're in the bear market. That doesn't mean count them out. You know, next bear bull run, you know, all those profits are going to be jumping right back up again. Rest in peace, BTRM then. I'll look into that. Yeah, check it out, but you do have to know yours. MC wrong channel, FA. What? ETHEREUM is crashing. Yeah, it is. Everything's crashing right now. Guys, we're in a bear market. That's one thing you got to look at. Don't look at the fiat values of things. If you're at least in the green, then continue to mine. But if you're in the red, it's okay to shut it off. I have my 4 GB card shut off. I got my CPU shut off because I'm also testing. I'm testing out my power bill, because as the more power I use, the more I take off, is based on varying rate based on third thing. So I'm locked in at 6.5 cents. That's super cheap power. 6.5 cents, like, wow, I could never shut my rigs off. You know, that's gonna be profitable even throughout, you know, after Ethereum bear market. But that's not the case. I wish it was. When I fast forward into removing that 1100 watts, I could potentially drop my power price from 16.7 cents down to maybe 14, because I have distribution charges, transfer fees, and some other fee. There's 3 other charges, which makes me go from 6.5 cents on my power bill. Then my bill is split in half to another power bill. When I add it together based on my power that I'm used, I'm at 16.7 cents per kilowatt hour. That's expensive. That's insane. Thinking, you know, I'm locked in at 6.5 cents. That's not the case. So I did shut my rigs off to see, you know, I have 1 month left. I got the tail end of the last bill, and I already lost 1 cent off my total power price. I take my kilowatt hours and I times it by whatever power price to see, to enter, you know, the value that I owe, to see how much I'm paying in power. So I already lost 1 cent, and I only had, like, I think that was from turning off my L3 Plus. So this was going to be a full month at the next build. My CPU's off, which is about 1100 watts coming offline. And I'm hoping that that will drop my whole entire power bill by another 2 or 3 cents. If that's the case, I have a better calculation that'll be paying probably around 12 or 13 cents per kilowatt hour. Then as soon as Ethereum does drop off, I have no issues shutting my GPUs off. You know, I'll be checking profitability on the JazzMiner and iPollo as well, because they're super efficient. So they're going to last obviously a lot longer than any of my GPUs. But I'm going to turn my CPUs back on at that point, because I do think they're going to be making more than what my GPUs will be making at that time. And then I'll have a better idea on how to calculate my actual energy based on seeing how much dropped off based on the power that I pulled off. So I am doing a test here. That's why my CPUs are off and leaving my GPUs on, because GPUs are currently the most profitable. So I left on the most profitable, you know, way to mine. Oh, anyway, I'm running out of breath here saying all that. Gotta learn how to breathe. Just another crypto miner is solo mining until they delay the bomb. That's a good point. I'm thinking about maybe trying it again, because look, as you know, we did hit that block a little while ago, and look what happens. How long ago? That was like a month or 2 ago I hit that block, right? If I go into here, boom, 17 days ago, guys, I smashed another block. That would have been like a lucky goal of, like, I think 20% or something. Extremely lucky. You know, are the risks there? For sure the risks are there. I'm thinking this is 17 days ago. I might give it another couple weeks. I'll go to the payout. Hopefully I don't hit a block in there. And then I might do another do or die. I might just swap everything right over to solo mine Ethereum again. But one thing you got to mention, though, it's also going to be a lot harder to hit those solo blocks because of the difficulty bomb. The difficulty bomb is going to make solo mining rougher. So, like, it's the same thing. Yeah. So it's the same thing that I was kind of saying earlier about, you know, 4 blocks per minute versus 2 blocks per minute. We're starting to go up. Let's see if I can find actually what is Ethereum block times. Can I find out what our times are currently looking like at their scan? So where are we at right now? So you can see here, so we're coming into, what is that? Right now we're at June 3rd at 13.8, 13.9. Okay. And when it first started coming up, stop right about here. So that's May 19th. So let's take the same type of block. So about right here. Oh yeah. So it's almost about to hit the next spike. So October 25th to November 10th. So 1 month to go from, oh, I can't see very good. It's 1 month to go from 13 to 14 here. So yeah, we're about to hit that 14 point some block time. You can see by the little gap here to here, we're right in line with that. So we're about to hit 14 seconds. So that's like a second less. We're still 4 minutes per block, but then the time after that, the next tick is going to be 15, and then it's just going to be a game over, 17, and so on. So like I said, the chain's going to start slowing down, which means blocks are going to get farther and farther apart, and solo mining is going to get harder and harder based on that. So now not only are you fighting against every other miner out there solo mining, you're also fighting against slower blocks being found, which increases that. So like you may go from an average of 100%, which is normal time to find a block, and your average to, you know, find a block could be a 200%. So keep that in mind. If you're like 1.5 gigahash, you get about 1% per day. So that's 100 to 200 days to potentially find a block. I don't think we have that much time left. We have maybe 60 to 90 days left of Ethereum mining. If everything goes according to plan, 90 days tops, and the merge is going to happen. So should we solo mine? I don't know. I think it's up in the air. I think this might be one of the worst times. Now, if they do delay that difficulty bomb, you know, it may be a good time to solo mine. Why? Because, you know, some people may be selling, buying. We may see some quick increase in gas fees. At the same time, the quick fork or upgrade is going to, you know, quickly swap some around. You might get lucky to sneak in a few reset blocks right off the get-go. So pay really close attention to what's going on. If they announce, you know, we're going to reset the difficulty bomb at this date, maybe the day before, throw your rigs on solo mining, and you may get lucky in the next 48 hours of hammering out a block. That is probably the best time frame to do something like that. That's just me, though. I don't know, based on statistics and funky things going on. I think that would be your highest chance as a solo miner. But remember, you're still competing against everybody else out there. Solo with 1 card for the heck of it. Yeah, solo with 1 card. You know what? I should throw the Jazz Miner on there to solo mine. Realistically, let's jump into this. If I go Jazz Miner, where is it? Log in. Is it this one? Yeah, right here. Let's log into this thing. You guys see this? Not really. So maybe I should just throw this in the solo mine. Like, they're sitting at 518 right now. Let's do a refresh. 496. Oh, it's slowing down. It's slowing down on me. I was hoping this would say like 800 right now. But like, look at this. Look at this hash rate. Oh, you can't see all that because my screens are all messed up. What about web? Is that gonna work for us? Kinda see that. So like, here's our hash rates right now. Slowing down. We have an average here of 580. But remember, this is like 300 watts. So, you know, you're not really losing much in terms of 300 watts. 260 watts, which are 230 watts, which is what the KD Box Pro and stuff use. That's about 55 cents a day. So this thing's like 80 cents a day in power. 60, maybe 70 cents. 60 to 65 cents per day in power for 580 mega hash. That's extremely cheap. So, you know, maybe I'll just slap that on solo mining because it won't really, you know, it won't affect me too much because you're not really paying anything for power with that thing. Does 2 miners solo mine with support BTC payout? Yes, they do. But my last solo mining was on 2 miners. I don't know what other pools are better. Now by better, I mean like when I hit that, I was at about 280. I was solo mining Ethereum with 280 latency. That's high. Especially, no, if you're mined to a pool, it won't really matter. If you're getting a lot of stale shares, then, you know, it'll matter and you won't want to do that. You want to swap to some. But I only set at like 0.25 like stale shares. I hardly got any. 2 miners doesn't report it, so I actually don't know how many I got. But I was solo mining with an extremely high latency, and I want to find something that if I do decide it, I don't know if I'm going to do it again because we're definitely running out of time. It's time to capitalize on every little bit that you can at this point. But if I did, I definitely want to find something with less latency. And 2 miners is not the case. Their latency is bad, at least for me. 2 miners, 2 has horrible hash rates and latency. So Ocean Breeze is finding the same thing. Their latency is bad. Now, the hash rate doesn't really matter. Like if you're solo mining, you can use any pool you want because you're solo mining. You're by yourself. You can pick a pool that has a pool hash rate of 1 mega hash. It doesn't matter because you're solo mining. It's all your hash rate and your hash rate only. As long as you have a decent latency and the pool supports solo mining, pick any single pool you want. Obviously, you also probably want some with the lowest fees. We're also looking into the BTC payouts and stuff like that. Ethereum gas fees are dirt cheap right now, so it's not really a necessity to have to get paid out in some. Obviously, if you're just planning on holding Bitcoin or something anyway, then get paid out in Bitcoin. That's less work that you have to do exchange-wise and stuff. But if you're just going to hold Ethereum and you're worried about, the fees going up or something, I don't even know what the fees are at right now. I don't think they're very much. Let's refresh this. Ethereum got 45. So we're sitting at 45. Oh, my limit's 45. It's sitting at 66. That's not too bad. Oh, one thing I wanted to point out with this thing, though. This is one thing I don't get. With the little Apollo here, you can see, look at my invalids. I actually have 138 invalid shares over the past day or two here. 4%. That's extremely high. Well, technically you want 0. So I don't know what's going on. You cannot change any type of overclocking or anything in this little Apollo. Let's jump into that dashboard now and see. Into the Apollo. Right here. Yes. Password stuff. Okay, information. Here's the Apollo running. It's going to do its update. Now, I don't know why this thing only says, I've never seen this thing go over 80. It's just been shy of 80 mega hash when you're in the dashboard. But at the pool, this isn't reported. This is basing it off shares found, which is good because you know exactly how this thing is mining. So like you said, your current effective is this. Let's refresh it, see if anything updated. So it's still the same thing. So 146 mega hash. 142.6 mega hash is my current average for the past 24 hours. So that's good. And 0 reported. But this is, you can confirm this is legit hash rate because the pool is reporting it based on your shares being found. So, we can 100% say this is what we're finding. I am having issues with the invalids, but it's not like, obviously we're still extremely profitable here. We can't change any overclocking settings. It's stuck the way it is. But that's just that. So obviously this thing is extremely profitable. Like until, ETH goes away, then things are going to change. Obviously we'll be doing numbers and stuff on that to see exactly how the hash rates change throughout the various coins. It's going to be very interesting times. I think I do got to start doing monthly videos of current, I guess, what would we call it? Current profitability. So I kind of want to go through. I just want to click one GPU on everything here and just take like a screenshot of the top 10 or something. That way, when Ethereum does happen, we have a kind of an idea of how things did change in terms of hash rates and profitability. We can't really compare to previous bull runs because I didn't take any screenshots from back then, so that kind of sucks. Solo with difficulty bomb doesn't matter. Everyone has the same difficulty. You're probably off finding the next block as a function of network hash rate, not network. No, that's very true, but technically it will have a problem. Like, think about it. You are fighting against everybody, but you're fighting against everybody getting 4 blocks a minute currently. But now you're fighting against everybody only getting 2 blocks per minute. So I statistic wise, it may be the same, but at the same time, for some reason in my head, I'm picturing you're going to be 50% less chance of fighting against everyone. So now, like, it just gets so much harder with that difficulty bomb. So I really do think it will affect solo mining a bit more. But again, I could be wrong. You just like always, you are competing against everyone, same amount of hash, but just the fact that the blocks are getting farther apart makes it harder to get those as well. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I believe the memory is only 5 gigs. Same with the Jazz Miner. So remember, this is all Ethereum Classic base. So let's just have a look. ETC DAG size. I believe that's 2028 is its lifespan for Ethereum Classic. This miner stat. That's Ethereum. So when's Ethereum hit 5 gig anyway? So Ethereum's set to hit 5 in August, which, that's all right, actually. When it comes to Jazz Miner, we're set to we'll probably see the merge around August. So around the time that the Jazz Miner falls off Ethereum will be about the time that the merge happens. So no biggie there. But the big thing is, this stuff is mostly now promoted towards ETC. So we're sitting at 2.9 currently. 5 gigabyte DAG is October of 2028. So we're sitting at 2002. So we got 6 more years hanging out in terms of mining ETC with these ASICs. Now, one thing I do want to bring to note, some people don't realize how this works. So I had one comment in the previous video is, okay, so Ethereum is about to leave, all the hash rate's going to come into other coins, including Ethereum Classic. So that means that blocks are going to be found a lot faster, and then it's going to drop this date down. Now that's true, and it's not true at the same time. This is why we talk about difficulties and yields and all that stuff. In this time frame, it's mostly about the difficulty, not the probability. But as more hash rate comes onto a coin, you know, each block time, we're going to use Ethereum for an example because I'm not 100% sure the block time stuff on ETC or Raven or anything. But example, we're going to use Ethereum for this difficulty explanation test. So, you know, we're hanging around 13 to 15 seconds of a block time all the time. That's what it is. So as more hash rate comes in, so say a bunch of hash rate comes into ETC. Now we want to sit around 13, 15 seconds. You know, more hash rate coming in means blocks are going to be found a little faster. So a couple quick blocks get found, and then that difficulty kicks in and increases to maintain. So we found a couple blocks at, like, say 10 seconds. So that would speed up this time frame. Now the difficulty increases, puts it right back to that 13, 15 second mark, and that drops everybody else's yield and makes the coin more difficult to mine, but we're back in the main time frame. Now the same thing happens, you know, people are sitting here and they're like, oh no, this isn't profitable anymore. They take off and try a new coin. Now a couple blocks were found slower, which backs it right back to around the same time frame we originally were before those fast blocks are found. The difficulty then lowers and adjusts again and puts it down to that 13, 15 second mark again. So we're always maintaining around the same amount of time. Now this will change. It might change within, you know, 1 or 2, maybe even 3 months or something. It will, you know, it won't, this isn't exact. Every day this is going to change. Every month it's going to change, but it's going to be fairly close within, you know, a couple months at least, looking that far out into the future. So I just want to kind of explain how the difficulty and hash rate does affect things. So overall, no, it's not going to drop from October 3rd, 2028 to, you know, now in 3 years, because so much hash rate came in. You know, we hit that 5 gig DAG size. That's not how it works. It's still going to be 2028 sometime. We just don't know if it's going to be, you know, maybe November or maybe, you know, August of 2028. So I just wanted to point that aspect out there as well. Okay, so no half the block. Hey, Aragon, what's going on? Per minute means half the reward total per minute. If you win one of those, great, but your chances have. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm thinking too. It's going to be a lot harder to find those blocks as a solo miner with that difficulty, but I'm going off an increase in the block time. So mining to a pool is probably your best bet. Everyone's profits are going to go down. It's just going to be a lot harder to find those blocks as they take longer and longer to find. Community, yes, you have to less shots on the goal, but expected value is the same. You can't find half the block, so statistically you're better off with more hash rate. Yes, meow. But if you're super lucky, that one solo block is nice. Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely nice to hit that solo block, especially if, you know, there's some crazy miner to imagine hitting that. Just imagine, guys, seriously, you hit that solo block. You say, oh, X amount of ETH is being transferred. And all of a sudden it's like 40, 200 or something. It's like, you just hit the jackpot. I'm waiting for the last payout from ETH and move 500 mega hash on solo flux. Wish me luck. Good luck. Very much. A lot of good luck. Oh yeah, so I don't know, there's another thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, we're running for a while here. So last topic, I don't know if there's anything to it whatsoever, but GPU overclocking. What if we were doing it all wrong the entire time? Think about it. Seriously, like, there may be nothing going on here, but I was kind of thinking about it. And what made me thinking is when we actually tried our flux with our 3060. Well, let's go back and look at, say, let's take a look at CPU mining, for example. You know, a lot of people, they like to run, you know, some people like to go 4.2, 4.1, you know, 1.25 volts and stuff like that. You're using a lot of power for the hash to watt ratio is actually down quite a bit. It's not very good, right? And I always like to say, don't go over that boost clock. You're using too much power. It's not worth it. And pretty much how a lot of the people that are newer to CPU mining and stuff are, you know, some people have been CPU mining forever because crypto started on CPUs, but newer people coming in were GPU miners. And, you know, you try to find the top hash rate, you dial down the power to maintain that, which in CPU wise would be, you know, your RAM voltages as well as your CPU voltages to maintain a stable hash rate at that overclock, which makes sense. But going over the boost clock or going over the base clock into the boost clock decreases that hash to watt ratio a lot. So now I started thinking, you know, GPUs, we're doing exactly what you guys are saying the way you run it on CPUs. Like, we're looking for a nice hash rate. We dropped the power limit down to like 70, 75, 61, depending on the GPU, but we're tweaking it down to our max hash rate to try to get, you know, the max hash rate stable. What if, taking that from a CPU logical wise, what if we are not running as efficient as we could be? And this may come into play. I plan on doing a lot of tests moving into the future, because if we can make these GPUs, maybe they're going to hash a little bit less. You might not be able to handle that. That's fine. If I'm hashing less, but maintaining a much higher hash to watt ratio, I'm happy with that. And coming into this, let's take Flux, for example. We were looking at what to mine here. We were doing hash rate tests on my 3060, which again, got me into really thinking about GPU overclocking, and maybe we've been doing it wrong. So let's look at 3060. We'll go 3060 light hash rate. We calculate this. I didn't have to calculate it, but look at Zel hash. 36 souls for 140 watts. You know, we're like looking at Flux uses a lot more power than this. Yeah, it does and everything, but we're looking at it. I got 28 souls for 80 watts. Less power than Ethereum. Yeah, and we're about 8 souls less. That was extremely efficient. That was a peak hash to watt ratio we found. But coming to here, 140 watts for 36 souls. I got that to 28 souls for only 80 watts. That's insane. Now I'm thinking, I think I'm going to retweak every GPU I have across these. What if we could drop, you know, what if we went down to, say, 18 or 19 mega hash, but we're down to 100 watts on Kapow? I think it might be a time to look into how we overclock. We're looking for a max amount of hash rate and just keeping it stable at that when we're not really looking efficient. And I've been pumping efficiency for a long time, and I've been trying to run little lower numbers, but I never actually thought of the big picture and compare it to CPUs, that we may be able to survive a little longer if we look into a new way be overclocking our GPUs. That could be a thing. Maybe it can't be done the same way. Maybe it can't. It's just that when I did do that Flux thing, we did do that live and found it. I think it was 83 watts at the wall for 28 souls, but it was using less power in Ethereum. It were like hardly any power on that 3060, especially compared to what the mine is showing us. So that just really got me thinking over the past week or so, saying, you know what, I think I got to look into these coins and look at it a little different, maybe bring a CPU mentality into overclocking my GPUs and see what kind of, you know, overclock settings I can come up with. It's very interesting in my mind. Let me know. Do you guys agree with that? Maybe it can't be done. Maybe, you know, the hash rate is there, and once you start dropping, it drops off too much. I don't know. I haven't really tested this whole theory out, but, you know, it's interesting to me. Very, very interesting. 1 mega hash at 1 watt. You know, that would be absolutely awesome. But again, you got to think about algorithms. You know, 1 mega hash on Ethereum is totally different than 1 mega hash on Ergo. Let me see if I can bring that up. Actually, I'm going to look for that GP. Let's see here. Online. Like, let's see what we got for hash rates here, just to kind of compare. Online, live, GPU tests. Engage, open, whatever, all that stuff it wants me to pay for. Stop it. All right, so here's here's my 3060 right here. So here's my 3060. Here's Flux. So yeah, 28. Can you guys see that? Not really. Oh man, you guys can't really see that. Oh, I can probably make this bigger. Oops. I'm gonna adjust this one so we can you guys kind of see what I got going on. Nope. All right, there we go. Let's take a look at this. Here's the 3060 doing some tests. So here we have Ethereum 47.6 at 1425. We're using 112 watts. This is all at the wall powers. And then we have Ergo 120.6 mega hash at 99 watts. These are my numbers that I'm doing because I'm trying to look for efficiency here. If we jump into what to mine here for the 3060, it's saying it's saying ergo is 115 mega hash for 130 watts. And I can already see that we're already pulling more mega hash for under 100 watts based on these settings. So that's good. Ravencoin 22.22 for 120 watts. So we're 20 watts less for, what was it telling us? What was this telling us here? 22. So yeah, we're getting slightly more, but we're using 20 less than what the mine is telling us. So that's good. We made improvements there, but I didn't use any of that. And then, but flux, this is when we tweaked this thing down quite a bit. You see, 28.63 souls. We pulled out 83.4 watts at the wall. Software was even less. I can't even remember what it was, but that is very efficient. That is less than all these coins out there in terms of power usage. That means less heat, less power, less everything. That's a good sign. So I'm happy with these. So I'm going to revamp. I'm going to try, tweaking these things down even more. And yes, we're going to lose hash rate, but if we can boost that hash to watt ratio, that's what you truly need to survive crypto winters. And the end of Ethereum is going to be worse than any GPU crypto winter in the past, because you don't have Ethereum to come back to in the next bull run. So we got to hope these other coins do well, and we got to run as efficient as possible in the process of doing so. So we're going to see what happens. Those are great numbers. That 3060 really, after doing the test on flux and stuff, I'm going to do a lot more testing, like I said, but that kind of upped its game in terms of top 3 to top 5 GPUs for after Ethereum based on those numbers. So no one's really talking about it. It's all A2000s, maybe 3070, but I think that 3060, even due to the price of the 3060 MSRP is one of the cheapest ones of them all. So that may put it in a top 3 GPU potentially. AMD, I don't have any of the new AMDs to test. I wish I did, but most AMD GPUs aren't looking that great. But that leads me to another thing, guys. Oh, I don't know. I got so many out there things going on right now. I don't even know how to explain it all. We're running out of time. My throat is getting sore. I'm going to go through this now. We may not even see full potential of our GPUs yet. And I really think the miner devs gotta wrap it up, because if they want to stay, obviously they get their dev fee and stuff. They got to fix some stuff here. So we talked about it in a previous live stream last week when I was looking into, how are these ASICs becoming so efficient? How are they doing so good compared to GPUs? And I was reading, I don't know if there's any truth or anything to this, but a GPU is not utilizing the full GPU when it comes to mining. And this is where I think the miner guys really got to ramp it up. Now, I think Team Red Miner is onto something with their recent R mode and stuff by dropping the efficiency so much, but they still have a lot more to go. So picture an ASIC. It's utilizing the full CPU and everything, right? And they're smaller processors, smaller everything. Let's take the CMP. NVIDIA CMP cards may be a prime example. They are the 90 and the 170s. The ones underneath, like the 50, that I think they use too much power or something. But the recent new 90s and the 170s, they do good on Ravencoin and everything. But they have high memory bandwidth, which is what we needed for Ethereum. But their core is stripped down to like pretty much nothing. Like, it's a stripped down core. It's not a high up their core, and the video is taken out and everything. But they are extremely efficient and everything still on Ravencoin and stuff. And they're probably some of the best GPUs out there based on numbers that I've seen. But the core is stripped down on them. Now, take it into a gaming GPU and everything. Picture that to an ASIC. ASICs utilizing the full cores and everything that they got. And they're seeing nice, efficient, great numbers out of this, making that hash to watt ratio extremely high. So GPUs, even though it's saying it's using 100% and stuff, it's using a lot of power as well. And I think they can, maybe it's probably a BIOS thing as well, but either some type of NVIDIA BIOS tweaking, or maybe the miner devs coming up with something like we saw with R mode. There's a lot more tweaking to do. I think we may in the future, because they're really going to be hard pressed to do something better, because GPU mining really is, it's not looking too hot. But I think they can improve these performances of these GPUs. I think it can be done. I'm hoping it can be done. But I think we're going to start seeing maybe more hash rates for less power moving into the future from either BIOS flashes from somebody figuring something out, or potentially these miner devs finding a workaround to make these GPUs perform better, like we are seeing with R mode on the 5700 XTs right now. So these are very interesting things that I think could be coming in the future. And I don't know if anyone else has really noticed this or talking about it, but I like to keep my ears open, eyes open, think outside the box. And I really think you know, there's still a decent hope for GPUs in terms of comparisons to ASICs and stuff, and that there's still a lot of performance that we could see unlocked out of that. But like, you know, that could be 100% conspiracy theory. I'm making it all up also, but there's a lot of hope involved in that as well. But let me know, does that make any sense to you guys? Think that could be a thing? I really think this could be happening. An A2000 is a good example of which basically a 3060 limited to 70 watts, you can get 29. Yeah, like exactly. An A2000 is, especially with that shunt mod, which is BIOS limited. If you're unfamiliar, you can see it right here. I went through understanding the shunt mod, everything here, and I tested it and whatnot. But the shunt mod, it's tricking the BIOS into thinking. Now, there's a full shunt mod out there that is very dangerous for the A2000s. Swapping both resistors pretty much eliminates the BIOS talking to its voltage controller, and you can max that thing out to like 200 watts and severely blow something up because it's only running off that PCI Express slot. But what changing the one little chip there by the resistor and what you do in the shunt mod, it's relaying about 50%. So it's thinking it's still using the power that it's using, so it's still an accurate measurement, but it's only half. It's only thinking it's using half of what it's actually using. So if you're, you know, utilizing 40 watts, the BIOS thinks it's only using 20. When you're utilizing 100 watts, it thinks it's only using 50. That's why we're able to crank that memory and everything up more, because it's tricking the BIOS and the thinking, it's allowing more voltage in there. So there could be other ways in here. That's just a simple swap on the card, you know, to trick the NVIDIA BIOS. So there may be more ways on other GPUs to do this as well. But the main thing is that A2000 is just, you know, a common, efficient GPU whatsoever, or for sure. So, and then we got the 5700 XT. There was down to 131 watts, went up to 136. Now they're down to like 100 and slightly over 100 watts or something, while still maintaining that 55 mega hash mark. So, you know, we're seeing a lot of advancements in terms of these miners being done. So I think, you know, they're starting to get some intel onto how these ASICs and stuff are, you know, utilizing as much as the GPU as possible and cutting down that power, because it's able to utilize more of the GPU when we weren't really doing it before. Anyway, yeah, so we've been here for quite some time, so good stuff. I guess we are going to wrap this up now. So I appreciate everybody for showing up. 100%, much love. And if you had any questions, be sure to join the Discord. You know, obviously comment down below or something like that. But thank you for watching this video, everyone. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out. I guess this was a live stream, not a video. Sorry. I'm going to hit my button now. Rambling on. Here we go. Rabid out.